okay. Anyway, what have you got to ask me now?
Okay, Bob. So, this conversation is being recorded. Okay.
Yeah, it's not a problem.
So,
it's fine, mate.
So I want to speak with you about where we stopped this afternoon or this morning.
Okay. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. That's fine. Yeah.
Do you have your Bible with you, Bob?
I don't have it, but I can check it on my phone.
You can check it on your phone. Okay. So, that is fantastic.
So which chapter is
it? John chapter 5, verse number 23.
John 5:23. Okay. Yeah, I mean we've read this earlier.
I read it. I think you didn't read it, but I read it, so you
did. Okay. Yeah, you did. That is what I meant. We've read it. I meant you. Okay. Do you want to read it out again?
Yeah, please do.
You want me to read it from where to where?
I want you to read 23.
Just 23?
Yes.
Okay. Bismillah. It says here that all may honor the Son just as they honor the Father. Whoever does not honor the Son does not honor the Father who sent me.
Who sent me?
Who sent him?
Exactly.
Sent him, yeah. What?
Okay, so by reading this text, right? How do you explain the text? I don't want your understanding. I want what the text says.
Yeah, it says basically if Jesus has to be honored just as the Father, and whoever does not honor the Son, he won't honor the Father who has sent Jesus. Exactly. That's all I understand.
That's all right. Okay. Is it something a prophet of Allah will say?
A prophet of Allah who says what? Sorry?
Is it something a prophet of Allah will say?
Yes, but depending on the context, yeah. 100% a prophet of God can say this, yeah.
Okay, so a prophet of Allah will say that the honor that you give to Allah, you should give just as to him. Is that what you're saying?
Yes, but it depends what context. It depends on the context.
Okay, so the context here is the honor, right? The honor that you are giving to Allah, you should give just as to him, the prophet. So whatever honor, he didn't like as you were saying this morning when we spoke, you said that is the maximum honor, right? That we give to Allah. The maximum honor.
That's right.
Exactly. Okay. So according to this text, without your interpretation, without my interpretation, he never said half of it or some of it or a different. He is saying specifically the honor that you give to the Father without reducing anything from it. He said, just as you should give to the Son. So the maximum honor that you give to the Father, you give to the Son.
Right.
Is that?
And I'm telling you, the reason why I know that is based on other Bible verses that this is not talking about in terms of maximum honor. For instance, God should be worshipped, Jesus should be worshipped, or God is God, Jesus is God. No. I understand that based on looking at other Bible verses and then bring them together and then reconcile. I can't even say this word. Reconcile the two and then come to have the understanding picture of it. Like earlier I said to you, if God is greater than Jesus, so you Christians read the Bible, so you're honoring God by saying that he's greater than Jesus more. So if somebody is greater than somebody, that means you're honoring him in a greater stature than somebody else. You know what I mean? And many other examples. And the other example is, you guys believe Jesus came down to be beaten and be killed, but the Father wasn't. So the human beings have got went and beat up Jesus, but not God, never. So where's the honor of God being beaten up and killed? He didn't get that, but Jesus got that. So you can see the differences here, bro.
Okay.
You know?
And I agree with you. So we understand the purpose and the reason for all of this, because it was, Jesus himself said, for this reason, the Son of Man did not come to be served, but to serve and to give his life as a ransom for many. You understand that? So he himself, Jesus made us known that he did not come to be served, but he to serve. So he came as a servant. That is what Jesus said. So when he comes as a servant, as the Bible says in the Old Testament, that God is the God of all flesh. Of all flesh. So as soon as Jesus took upon himself a flesh, he became a servant of God. He came anyway to serve God with a purpose, right? So when he came, he reduced his nature and took upon himself a servant. So God, the Father, being greater than him in this context, we understand, because he was about to leave, and then he was giving us this warning, or he was telling his disciples, if you love me, right, you will be glad that I'm going.
Okay,
For the Father is greater than I. Because he was going at that moment, the Father is greater than he is. And then if he leaves, then he will be in his nature, right? Then he will be in the position that he deserves to be. But we checking this verse, Bob, hold on. We checking this verse. You cannot tell me what Jesus is saying according to this verse is saying any other thing apart from we giving him the same honor we give to the Father to him. You cannot tell me this.
Okay. I just want to understand your position, because I've seen many Christians come up with different beliefs about this. All right? I'm going to ask you personally about what you and your church believes in. When Jesus was on this earth, yeah?
I'm listening.
So you're saying that he took a man nature. Did he have the essence of God with him when he was in this world? I just want to understand that first, and then before I respond.
Okay, we can check Philippians chapter 2, okay? Just open it, please.
So you don't know, or you just want to just give me the verses in context?
We're giving the verse in context. So you will know the question that you are asking.
Philippians chapter 2.
Verse number 5.
Verse number 5. Bismillah. Okay, yeah. In your relationship with one another, we have the same mindset as Christ. I need to read it all and see. Therefore, if you have any encouragement from being united with Christ, if any comfort from his love.
Which version are you reading right now, Bob?
From one. I want to read it and see in context.
But which version, which translation are you reading?
I'm reading the New International Version.
Okay, New International Version. Okay, let me so that I will just I'll find the same version. Okay.
Because I don't like reading verses like that, man. I like looking at context.
It doesn't matter, because the context begins from verse number 5 downwards. That is a different context. But just read what you want to read. Okay.
Okay, it's fine. Let me read it. Therefore, if you have any encouragement from being united with Christ, if any comfort from his love, if any common sharing in spirit, if any tenderness and compassion, then make my joy complete by being like-minded, having the same love, being one in spirit and one of mind. Do nothing out of flesh, ambitions, or vain conceit. Rather, in humanity, value others above
do nothing out of selfish, not flesh.
Yeah, sorry. Yeah, do nothing out of selfish ambitions or vain conceit. Rather, in humanity, value others above yourself, not looking to your own interest, but each of you to be to the interest of others. In your relationship with one another, we have the same mindset as Jesus Christ, who being
hold on. In relationship with one another, have the same mindset, not we have the same mindset, right?
Yeah, sorry, my reading is quite quick, man. Sorry. In your relationship with one another, have the same mindset as Jesus Christ, who being in very nature, God did not consider equality with God something to be used to his own language. Rather, he made himself nothing.
His own advantage, Bob.
Rather, hang on. something to be used to his own advantage. Rather, he made himself nothing, to taking the very nature of a servant, being made in human likeness, and being found in appearance as a man.
Bob. Maybe you should start reading slowly, okay? Because I trust your reading, and usually, okay, that is why I love your reading. Much better.
I'll read it out slowly. Sorry.
Yeah, much better than I can read.
Reading it that way. But anyway, it says here,
No,
in
but
your relationship with one another, have the same mindsets as Jesus Christ, who, being in very nature God, did not consider equality with God something to be used to his own advantage. Rather, he made himself nothing by taking the very nature of a servant, being made in human likeness, and being found in appearance as a man. He humbled himself by becoming obedient to death, even death on a cross. Therefore, God exalted him to the highest place and gave him the name that is above every name. That at the name of Jesus, every knee should bow, in the heaven and on the earth and under the earth, and every tongue acknowledge Jesus Christ is Lord, to the glory of the Father.
Exactly.
Okay.
So you get a point. So your question that you were asking me,
yeah,
this answers it, right?
So I want to know, when he was on the earth, did he have the same essence as God?
Okay, so the Bible, he gave you an answer when he came.
No, Seth. I want to know. Please, just say yes or no, and give me an explanation why you believe that. I want to know, when he was on this earth, did he have the same essence with him or not?
Okay, so verse number 6, he says, who, being in very nature God, did not consider equality with God something to be used to his own advantage. Rather, he made himself nothing by taking the very nature of a servant, being made in human likeness. Okay, so he did not, yes, I would say yes, he had, but he did not put equality with God. So he limited his nature, or he did not put it up front. Let me say it like this. Yes.
So you're saying he humbled himself and not basically get out all God's qualities.
Exactly.
Okay. I will disagree with you, Seth. I will disagree with you.
Okay.
Because somebody who's a God does not behave like that. Do you understand what I'm saying?
Somebody who,
God cannot humble himself down and think like, oh, he doesn't know some stuff, or he can't do some stuff. Yes, he can refuse to do things, but he will never ever humble himself down and say that he doesn't. For instance, in the Bible.
Hold on, Bob. Say it one more time, because say it one more. God, you are telling me what God can do and cannot do. Is that what you were saying?
No. I said God cannot humble himself down. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And say, oh, I'm not going to do this, I'm not going to do that. He can refuse to do things, but that's him in his own will, but not to humble himself down. Do you understand what I'm saying?
No, I don't understand. What do you mean to humble himself down? What does that mean?
Like you said, Jesus came down as God and humbled himself down, didn't you?
Okay, he came as a servant. He had the very nature of God, but he took upon himself as a servant, a human being. And then, yes.
Okay, so with this, yes, this is what I'm saying. For God doesn't do this kind of stuff. That's not his qualities.
And how do you know what God does and what God doesn't do?
No, I said, how do I know?
Yes.
Because God is all powerful, all knowing.
Exactly. Okay,
God is all powerful, all knowing. Him refusing to do things are different from humbling yourself. God doesn't humble himself. He's all powerful, all knowing.
Bob, just think about what you are saying. God is all powerful. That is, God is almighty, right? Mm-hmm. What does that mean to be almighty? So it's like you are trying to limit God for what God can do and God cannot do.
No. I'm not trying to limit God, because God has got things he doesn't do. Because there's things that does not befit his majesty. Do you understand what I'm saying?
And who determines what befits his majesty and what doesn't befit his majesty?
God does that.
Okay, so where does God says it doesn't befit his majesty?
He
In the sense of Jesus Christ. Where does it say that?
Well, if you read the New Testament and the Old Testament, it can tell you clearly there's distinction between God and Jesus. You know, God is all knowing, God is all powerful, but yet this Jesus is not all knowing, he's not all powerful. In fact, when he was asked about the hour, you said to me you agree when Jesus was in this world, he was God, he had God essence. How come he doesn't know the hour when he was in this world? Don't tell me he humbled himself. You know, he said only the Father, which means only God knows that.
No,
so
okay.
if he's having the same essence with God, the Father, why doesn't he know the hour?
Okay. To my understanding, he knew the hour, but it wasn't, okay, to know, according to the word to know, you are you understand the word to know as a form of ignorant, okay? As him not being ignorant of the hour. But that is not the case here. The understanding is clear. If you really, really want to know the understanding of this, I even have the link on my YouTube platform, right? Or on my Facebook platform, where I can send you the video of the understanding of this particular verse that you are talking about.
Well, you can send it to me, but I want you to explain it to me at least for briefly.
Yeah, okay. Because if you just like you said, right? You like to read from top you like to read verses in context.
Yeah.
The verse that you are saying, Jesus is clearly stating what is going to happen. He's stating what is going to happen, what is going to happen, what is going to happen before the hour, right? For him, he said it is not for him to declare the hour, because that is it's like the duty of the Father. And then he compared this analogy with the marriage in their time for the Jews. The marriage for the Jews, right? It is the Father who declares the hour of the marriage or the time of the marriage. So Jesus is about declarative form. Jesus is saying it is not for him to declare the hour, it is for the Father to do so. That is what the verse is actually saying.
No, Seth, come on. You know, declare and know are two different words. To know something and to declare something are two different things. Because knowing is something that you have knowledge of. Declare is something that you have knowledge of, but you won't declare. But in the Bible, it clearly stated, Jesus said he doesn't know the hour, not the angel. Look at it, not just him, even the angels, he included himself in it. Except the Father. Only the Father knows the hour. Know means to know something, not to declare something. Two different meanings, Seth. Like I said to you, yeah, I know this person's name, yeah? People will say, oh, okay, I know this person's name, right? And I said to them as well, oh, I'm going to declare his name later. Sorry. If I don't know this person's name, yeah? Like, let's say you, Seth, I just met you today, yeah? And I said, I don't know your name, okay? And then I'll give you an example. If I know you, I met you and I know you, and I said to people, don't worry, later I'll declare his name later, all right? Which one, are they the same statements? No. One of them is, I have no knowledge of Seth's name. I have no idea of his name. And the other one is, yes, I'll declare his name later. So two different meanings. They have no meaning. I've checked this as well in Greek language, yeah? There's no is there, not declare.
I know.
This is a problem for you Christians, bro.
No, it's not. There's absolutely not a problem. As I'm saying, you are focusing on the word no, right? You are focusing on the word no. But if you check, right, as I'm saying, I have the video there, I have the explanation there. It is simple.
Yeah, send it to me later. I'll watch it. Don't worry.
Okay, and then let me say it like this, okay? If I'm posting this conversation of ours, I will make sure I will put this explanation in between here, okay?
Okay.
So that it is like a 9 minutes, 10 minutes conversation between a Christian and a sheikh. And I will put that conversation in between here. So let's say maybe we speak for 1 hour now. The conversation would then be like 1 hour, 10 minutes. You understand?
1332.
1332. Look at you, man. I still like the book, you know. But of that day and hour, no one knows, not even the angels in heaven, nor the Son, but only the Father. So clearly it says that of that day and hour no one knows. Not that people forgot, no one knows, not even the angels in heaven, nor the Son, but only the Father. So that clearly shows the Son cannot be God, because that's like having a square circle. Either you know or you don't know.
All right, so my question to you is, and so
there's a question. You're gonna throw that question back at me?
Yeah, of course.
Come on, what about an answer?
This is how Jesus answered. He answered with questions a lot of times.
All right.
So the first thing that I'm going to ask you is, what is your assumption? Because you're obviously assuming that he's using the word "know" in a form of ignorance, right?
I'm just reading.
Okay. So what is?
I'm not assuming.
Have you read?
I think you know the English.
Have you read the?
So,
have you read the previous verses before that?
Sure.
So what's it about?
Assuredly, I say to you.
No, what's it about?
I mean, I haven't memorized.
You don't know?
it. No,
Come on, man.
I've read that.
When you bring a verse,
Okay, yeah.
and you got it highlighted,
Gotcha.
I'm expecting you to know the context.
Sure.
So
Tell
what
me.
is he talking about?
I mean, I've read the Bible cover to cover, right?
Come on,
But
Sheikh.
now you tell me the context.
Okay, so I'll tell you now.
Go for it.
So the context is Jesus is literally detail for detail telling you everything that's about to happen
Okay.
up until his coming.
Okay.
Detail by detail,
Excellent.
destruction of the temple,
Right.
destruction of the city,
Right.
how the persecution is going to come,
Okay.
the rebuilding of the temple,
Okay.
the abomination of the Antichrist is going to come,
Gotcha.
and how the sun will be darkened, detail by detail by
Detail,
detail
letter
by
by letter,
detail
line
by
by line.
detail.
Okay.
Exactly. And then all of a sudden says, oh, well, no one knows the day of the hour, not even the Son, but the Father in heaven.
Okay.
So I'm going to ask you this. Does it make...
I don't think that was an answer.
No, does it make sense to you? I was just trying to put this in perspective. Does it make sense to you for, number one, Jesus to lay out everything that's going to happen on that day, up until that day,
Yeah.
and say that he doesn't know when he's going to come?
Makes perfect sense.
It doesn't make sense at all.
The Bible doesn't make sense?
No,
You just said that's what happened?
your understanding of that
Okay,
doesn't
so
make sense.
let me ask.
No, I'm not done.
Okay, you asked a question. Does it make sense? I mean,
Yeah, you said it
Okay,
makes
go ahead,
you said it makes perfect
Go
sense to
ahead,
you.
I got you.
So let me just so another way that you can look at this,
okay.
which is the correct way contextually,
Okay.
is that Jesus is not speaking of knowledge when it comes to ignorance, but he's talking about declarative. It's a declarative sense.
Look, come on.
I know,
You're
I know, but
you're
it's,
stretching.
no, I'm not.
Okay, look.
Because I want to show you.
Hold on.
I want to show you an example.
Just 1 second.
No, can I show you an example?
Let me just read it.
No,
right?
you read it
because
already.
Look.
Let me show you an example, Uthman.
But okay, let me just read it and you can show me.
Go ahead. I'll show you an example
But
after you read
of
it. Go ahead
that
again.
day and hour, no one knows. That's pretty simple.
After he just laid out everything that's about to happen.
Exactly. So like I was going to say, but you didn't let me, but let me say it now. The Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, he told us about the signs of the day of judgment, some very detailed signs, some very specific signs, right? But then when he was asked about when exactly is the day of judgment, he said nobody knows except Allah, right? I could tell you whatever Allah has revealed to the Prophet, yes, he would know. So whatever Allah revealed to Jesus, the son of Mary, peace and blessings be upon him, we love him, then yes, he knows. All those details that Allah revealed, yes, but some things only God knows.
Very
only
good.
Allah knows.
All
And
right.
that's exactly why, as you mentioned the context, that he's mentioning all the details, but then he says, but of that day and hour, no one knows.
No.
Not no one declares. Don't change words. And
I don't
put
got to
your
change
own-
anything.
Don't put
So,
your own.
so can I show you an example now? All right, go ahead.
Don't put your own wording into it.
Uh-huh.
But no one knows, not even the angels in heaven. Not that the angels aren't going to declare it, is that they don't know, nor the Son, but only the Father.
Uh-huh.
Go ahead.
All right, very good. So go to 1 Corinthians for me, chapter 2.
Go for it. Here you go.
You don't know where it
I know
is,
where
man? You got
Corinthians
all right, go
is.
to
I
it,
got you
man.
on Corinthians. I was just trying to help you.
Wrong way, man. You got to go the other way. Corinthians in the New Testament, Sheikh.
I got you. Relax. We've gone over Corinthians many a time.
All right, good. You should know where it is.
You know, we will get
You're
you.
rusty, man. You got all these
Corinthians.
highlights.
I got you.
Very good.
That's why I got you right here, and that's why I have these, right? So I
Yeah.
can know where I can get you.
All right, very
1
good.
Corinthians. Go ahead.
Chapter 2.
You said 1 Corinthians,
Chapter 2.
chapter 2.
All right. So let's go ahead and read.
Go ahead, bro.
All right. So this is Paul,
Okay.
right? This is who he's
It's
talking.
not Jesus.
I'm just showing you an example of how
I'm
no
just
is used.
asking so I can be
I
clear.
already told you.
Okay.
You got to.
Yeah.
So this is what he says. And I, brethren, when I came to you, right? So he visited the believers in Corinth.
Okay.
Did not come with excellent of speech or of wisdom, declaring to you the testimony of God.
Okay.
For I determined not to know anything among you except Jesus Christ and him crucified.
Okay.
So here's my question to you.
Okay.
When he says that I determined
Okay.
to not know anything
Okay.
except Jesus and him crucified,
Okay.
does that literally mean that Paul didn't know anything except Jesus and him crucified?
Sure. So here, definitely Paul from, again, I'm not an expert on the Bible. You're just asking my opinion, right?
Just a logical conclusion.
No, there's not a lot, because again, you would have to be looking at the textual background and all that, but I can tell you my opinion. In my opinion, what he's saying is that the emphasis that all he has is on Jesus and his crucifixion.
Exactly.
Right? But there's a difference here. This is why I said you can't play with verses.
There's not a difference.
Okay.
I wasn't done.
Look, you're not done?
No, because there's
Okay,
not a
I'll
difference.
let you finish.
So Uthman, listen.
Go ahead.
When you see a clear example
Sure.
where Paul says, I determined to know nothing
Right.
except Jesus and
Gotcha.
him crucified.
Gotcha.
So that means that it's not that he didn't know anything.
Gotcha.
It means that he only decided to declare or make known Jesus and him crucified.
Excellent.
Clear example of how no is used.
Excellent.
And the context tells you. So when we go back to Jesus' example, where we see where he's literally laying out detail by detail everything that's happening. And then he says that the Son doesn't know the hour, nor the angels, nor no man. He's not saying that he himself is ignorant of the day, but he's saying that it's not for him to make known to them. It's not for him to declare. There's an example of this. Go to Acts chapter 1, please.
Let me ask you a couple of things first.
You got to let me finish this.
Okay, go ahead. I'm going to let you finish it.
So go to Acts chapter 1, because he's asked the same question. And notice how differently he answers.
Gotcha.
Acts chapter 1.
I got you. Acts 1, chapter 1. Go ahead.
All right, so let's see here. Around verse 7, he said to them, oh, okay, so verse...
You're slipping.
See, I'm just trying to find
bro.
it.
Come on.
Verse 5, I think it is.
Oh, Avery's
all right, here it is. So, Acts chapter 1,
Okay.
starting at verse 6.
Well, 5 or 6?
6.
Okay.
So it says, therefore, when they had come together, they asked him, saying, Lord, will you at this time restore the kingdom to Israel? Same question that they asked him, right?
Okay. Well, it's the hour of his
Right, and at the hour, he's talking about how the Son of Man will come and restore Israel.
Okay.
That's the same context of Mark, right?
Go ahead.
We in agreement?
Kind of.
Okay,
Go
good.
ahead.
All right, so I'll take that.
Go ahead.
So watch what Jesus says.
Okay.
Verse 7, and he said to them, it is not for you to know
Okay.
the times or the seasons which the Father has put in his own authority.
Okay.
So notice how he doesn't say it's not for us to know,
But
or
he
he
doesn't
doesn't
say,
say he doesn't stop. Please pay attention to the context.
am paying
Uthman.
attention
Don't
to the
jump.
context. I'm
So
not
notice.
jumping.
So why doesn't he say, "I told you guys already, I don't know"?
Okay.
But instead he answers and says, "It's not for you to know
you
the
done?
times that the Father has fixed."
I'm going to let you finish.
All right, yeah, I'm just wrapping it up. So, how Jesus compares his coming, he compares it to a Jewish wedding in chapters previous to this. He compares the coming of the Son of Man to a Jewish wedding. Okay. And according to tradition in a Jewish wedding, it's the father that announces the day of the wedding. It's not the groom or the bride. Yes, they know, but they're not the one that makes it known. They're not the one who declares it.
I'm gonna let you finish.
So this is the point. The point is, it's not a point of ignorance, but it's a point of declaration.
Fine.
Let me try and ask you, does Allah know the hour?
Yes, he knows the hour, yeah.
Okay, so when Allah said in the Quran, the hour is near and the moon has split. Mm-hmm. Do you know this verse from the Quran? Do you know the exact verse?
Yeah, it's in Surah Al-Qamar, I think 51 or 52.
Okay, let me see.
Surah 51 or 52. Surah Al-Qamar, the moon. Surah the moon.
Okay, so let me see, 52.
51 or 52.
No, the moon is not
54, sorry, it's 54.
Okay, 54. Okay, the moon. Okay, exactly. Thank you for helping me out here. Okay, so Allah said, you said Allah knows the hour, right? So what is the purpose of the moon splitting?
What's the purpose of moon splitting?
Yes.
Hang on. Let me read this because I haven't read this for a while. The hour has drawn near and the moon has split. If they see a sign, they turn away and say, "This is magic." Now, there's people that say this is actually a miracle of the Prophet Muhammad, whom peace be with. Some say because the Prophet Muhammad, whom peace be with, he split the moon. It's in the Hadith. Some say this is like a prophecy in the future. In the future. So I want to know what's your problem with this. Can you repeat it, please?
But I just asked you a question. You never get the question that I asked you?
No. I've lost it. Can you repeat it again, please?
What is the purpose of them?
I can ask you questions, you know.
Okay, no problem. I'll just. What is the purpose of the moon splitting?
What's the purpose of moon splitting?
Yes.
I don't know, really. I mean, God just did it. I don't know.
But
the
verse says it right there in the verse.
It says the hour. Yeah. The hour has drawn near and the moon has split. I don't know why the moon will split, but the hour means, close by.
That is a sign for the last hour. So according to this verse, the hour, which is going to be the end days at the resurrection, at the time of Muhammad, where the Quran has not even been delivered, verses has not been done, that is the sign of the hour is coming. And near, right? And according to Arabic speakers, who says the word near, the word which is used there as near, it is something which means right around the corner, very close. Because in Arabic they are rich. That's what the Muslims say. They are rich in language, right? Okay. So they have words that they can use. The word near, which is used there, it is something which is right around the corner. So the moon splitting is a sign of the end days at the time of Muhammad.
Okay. And do you know why God said that the hour is near?
Because so the hour is near. That means the end days are coming.
Oh, Seth, let me educate you about this.
Please.
So, basically, what this verse means is that the hour is near. The hour has always been near to God. If you read the story of Moses, when he encountered God, God said to him, the hour is near. Why? Because...
Which verse are you reading, please? I need to check it up.
Yeah, hang on. Let me search it.
No problem, of course. I'm waiting. And then you said, according to some Muslims, this is a miracle from Muhammad, or even the Quran never said anything about Muhammad?
No. There's a hadith where the Prophet Muhammad split the moon. Yeah, but they're saying that that may be related to this verse, or this verse is talking about the future, but they're not sure. But definitely he did. Hang on. I'm searching for this Moses one.
Yeah, the Moses one. I'm waiting. I want to see.
I think it's in Surah 28. One of these 28. Yeah. Just give me a second, because Moses' story is a lot, man, in the Quran.
I know. And then even speaking about Moses' stories in the Quran, there is a verse about Moses' story where Allah asks Moses, "What is in your right hand?"
Yeah.
Did Allah know what was in...
What's wrong with that?
Yeah, is it about knowledge? Did Allah know or did Allah not know what was in Moses?
Of course Allah knows what it is. Allah is trying to make a conversation with him. He's trying to make a conversation. No. That's why he's asking him.
No, so Allah is asking. So you see the point here? So you can ask something even though you know, right? So asking something even though you know doesn't mean you didn't know. According to your knowledge, right? You can, even though you know it, what is in his right hand, right? You can still ask, what is in your right hand?
Look, in the Bible, when Adam and Eve did something... No. I'm going to give an example, Seth.
I'm not saying...
Seth. This is something similar, all right? This is something similar. So
Bob, to use an example. I am just giving you I know that is in the Bible, because we know in the Bible, God asked Adam and Eve, have you eaten the food? Adam, where are you?
There you go.
We know.
Why did God did that?
Because to us, we understand. I'm just giving you the example that is in your Quran too. Because a lot of Muslims, I even know Muslims who use the Genesis verse where God is asking Adam questions as how can the Bible God ask something if He is all knowing?
Yeah, because they're ignorant.
Exactly.
Listen,
Exactly.
because those ones that are ignorant, they should know that these things are in the Quran. Forget about that. You're dealing with me, Seth. You're dealing with me.
I know, but
so those ones, forget them.
Bob, I'm just giving you this.
I don't bring other Christians what they say when I'm talking to you.
Of course, you just you said in this conversation, you said some Christians say this, and you asked me about my opinion.
Yes, because that's what I'm asking you to clarify.
Exactly. So I'm just saying what other Muslims.
I'm asking you to tell me your position. I didn't say to you, Christian said. I said to you, what do you stand in that position? Didn't I?
Yeah. I'm saying too.
That's the difference, Seth. That's the difference.
Okay, Bob, I understand you. I'm just saying, right? There are some, because this conversation, as I'm saying, is being recorded, and people are going to get to hear it, right? So it's not like it's a private conversation anymore. You get me? So
that's fine. Yeah.
I have to expand on certain things so that those who don't know, so those who use this argument, they know that they are not even thinking through.
Those ones, Seth. You know what? When you meet those Muslims, tell them God is trying to make a conversation with Adam and Eve. That's why He's asking that. Simple. Tell them that, and also show them the examples in the Quran. Maybe that will make them shut up.
Exactly. That is why I'm bringing it up. So it is a conversation Muslims are going to get to hear. Because I'm waiting for you are looking for something for me. I'm waiting for that, right?
No, yeah. I'll find you 1 second.
Because as I'm saying, I cannot just keep quiet because people are listening to us right now. So they have to have like something to think about while you are searching for this verse for us. Another verse in the Hadith. This is in the Hadith. Since you accept Hadith, right? Allah descends to the lowest heaven every third part of the night, and then ask who is praying so that I may answer him. Look at the statement. Allah is asking who is praying so that I may answer him. Who is asking for forgiveness? I'm just paraphrasing, okay? I don't have the verse in front of me. So don't hold me to it like I'm like mistaking something or something. Okay. So when Allah descends to the lowest heaven, and then He asks this question, who is praying so that I may answer him? Does Allah know who is praying?
So Allah says what? Allah. This is talking about anyone really that prays to Allah. Anyone that prays to Allah.
Yeah, but whenever He descends, according to the Hadith, He descends on the third part of the night every night. He comes to the lowest heaven, and then He asks who is supplicating, so that I may answer him.
Yeah. I mean, Chef, let me concentrate on this because I can't concentrate because I'm looking for the Musa. But sorry, mate, because like you've asked me something, I'm looking for something.
Please, okay.
I can't concentrate, because I'm not a lady. I can't multitask. So I'm looking at where it says Musa, the hour has reached. So you see, Surah 20, verse 15. Surah 20, verse 15.
Okay.
Did you see it?
Yeah, can you read it?
It says here, the hour is sure to come. My will is to keep it hidden.
Exactly.
So that every soul may be rewarded according to their effort. So the hour is coming, you see?
Can you read it one more time slowly now, please? Because people are listening.
Yeah. It says here, the hour is sure to come. My will is to keep it hidden so that every soul may be rewarded according to their efforts.
Okay, so this is a general statement. You as a Muslim, you know that the hour will come, right?
The hour will come, yeah.
Exactly.
But who is he speaking to?
To Moses, yeah?
Okay. When he says the hour is coming, yeah?
Yes.
What does that mean?
The hour is coming. There is going to be a time where the judgment day is coming.
Okay,
So
so
he
you
never.
understood. Okay, so when God says to the Prophet Muhammad in the Quran, the hour is near.
Yes. And the moon
This
splits. And listen carefully about Prophet Muhammad. The sign has begun. The moon is splitting. You get a point. The moon, he's giving you the sign because the hour is near. And as I'm saying, according to the Arabic speakers, they say the word used there, the near. It is so near that even the moon is splitting. So this thing is about to happen.
Yeah, but Seth, to God, yeah,
Yes.
to God, to us, time goes quicker for us compared to God.
Okay.
You know, hang on. For us, time goes quicker. Like for instance, to God, 1 day is 1,000 days. One normal day for us is 1,000 days. Okay, this is in the Quran. But for us human beings, our 1 day, normal day is this normal day, 1 day. So our time, it's quicker compared to God Almighty. So this is why when God says the hour is near, it's near. Do you understand? Because to God, yeah, for us, it's very quick for us. Do you understand what I'm saying? This is what God is talking about in that sense. It's near. But I don't see what's the problem with saying this near. Because to God, it's very near to God. Something 5,000 years can be very near to God. You know, 5,000 years from now, it's quick to God. You know what I mean? So
No.
I don't understand this idea that to say, oh, there's a problem with that stuff.
No.
Doesn't make sense.
The whole point here is, right, something being near to God. You said, you see, so when the angel is coming down with the revelation, how long does it take to come down with the revelation? Because according to my understanding, when something happens instantly, the angel will then bring a revelation, right? So at the time of Muhammad is standing there with the disciples, maybe with his village people or with his people, let me say like this, with the Qurayshi people, and then something will happen, and then the angel will come. How long does it take the angel to come down?
I don't know. It depends really what God says to them. Really,
Doesn't the Quran say how long it takes the angel to come down and to go up? Doesn't the Quran mention this?
I don't know. Show it to me if it does. I can't remember.
Ah, okay. I think the Quran says something. You just even said it one day for. I think the Quran says something about that, but I'm not sure right now. I don't want to speculate about this, okay? But I'm just asking. So you said you don't know. It's not like it's not there, but you don't know.
No, I'm not sure. Because look, the Quran is a massive book. Come on, I can't remember everything.
The Quran is a massive book.
Unless I'm a Hafiz. I'm not a Hafiz. I don't memorize the Quran.
But what do you mean the Quran is a massive book? That is not even half of the Bible.
Yeah, but do you know any Christian that memorize it, the Bible?
Yeah, but that's what I mean. The Quran is not it's a massive book when it's not even half of the Bible. You see now, because
it is a big book, man.
No, it's not a big book. I think
of course, the Bible is bigger because your Bible is a combination of other books like the Old Testament, the Psalms. Of course, it's going to be bigger.
I think even the book of Psalms is like just as big as the Quran.
Possibly, yeah. You could be right.
Yeah, so the whole Quran is just like the book of Psalms. That's what I mean.
Do you remember half of the New? Do you remember the New Testament a lot? Do you remember everything in it?
No, it's not a criterion for us to remember everything in it.
Yeah, but it's not a criteria for us either. Yes, it's good for us to memorize the whole Quran. It's a blessing, but we don't have to. We only need to memorize maybe 10, 20 so that when we pray, we recite it. Seth.
Oh, okay.
You know?
Yeah, okay, but
so this near is talking about in the sense like everything is near to God, close to God, quick to God. Do you understand what I'm saying?
No, I don't understand what you're saying. Bob, listen carefully.
You don't believe like for something can be quick for us. For God, something can be quick.
No, but this is something for the believers, for the people.
Seth, no, the hour is near is referring to basically about the world. It's not. This is not about the human, the believers. It's about the world situation. So God is telling the Prophet Muhammad, whom peace be with, the hour is near, which means, to him, to God, the hour is near. It's close.
Okay,
but it doesn't mean to us. You know, but it didn't say the hour, it's in the next 10, 20, 30 years. It didn't say that. It says near. You know?
I get so.
So I don't understand what's your problem there.
Okay, so Bob, you are saying right now it's Allah who is speaking to Muhammad and telling him the hour is near, right? So this has nothing to do with Muhammad doing a miracle. So we have to just close that one.
No. I don't think you understood what I'm saying. Let me explain again. I said, in the hadith, authentic hadith, it says the Prophet Muhammad, whom peace be with, he split the moon. It says that.
Okay.
In the hadith, it says that.
Do you accept that? Do you hold on, Bob? Do you accept that hadith is authentic?
Yes, I do accept that. Yeah.
Did Allah give Muhammad any miracles to do?
Yes.
Where does it say in the Quran?
I know you're gonna come up with a verse where it says, we only send you as a when people say, why was he not given a miracle? We only send you as a warner. The Prophet was given miracle. This is so much of them in the hadith.
Okay, but you see now the Prophet came with the Quran, the book. Allah, according to your understanding, gave the prophets books to bring to them, right, to the people. In the Quran itself, which was not given to Jesus, it was given to Muhammad. We can find the miracles of Jesus in the Quran. The Quran, which was not given to Moses, but we can find miracles Moses did in the Quran. And the Quran was, let me finish, Bob. The Quran was given to Muhammad, but we cannot find the book. He is the one bringing the book, which is going to give him validation of him being a prophet. But we cannot find his miracles, which will give him the authenticity, because the miracles that you do prove that you are a prophet.
Okay,
right?
Can you, in the Quran, can you find any of his life stories?
So you are the one. I'm the one to ask you this.
No. Now you've mentioned that. I'm asking you now.
Yes, we can find.
Of his life stories.
We can find some of his life stories. Yes, we know that
but
prophet.
Is it many?
What?
Why not many like Moses?
You have to tell me. That's the reason why. So
now I'm gonna tell. Now I've actually given you something similar. The reason why the prophet's life story, including his, of course, miracles are also part of his life. Yeah. Mm-hmm. The reason why it's not mentioned is because the Quran is not the book about him. The Quran is about Tawheed, the oneness of God, the stories of the prophets, the teaching people lessons, how to learn from it. Basically, it's not about the life story of the Prophet Muhammad, who peace be with. If you want to find his life story, you go to the Sirah, the stories, or to the Hadith.
But that one has nothing to do with Allah. It has to.
Seth,
listen
the prophets,
carefully.
Only the Prophet Muhammad, who peace be with, only a little bit is recorded about him in the Quran.
Bob,
a tiny little bit.
You said
that tells you the Quran is not about his lifestyle.
No, it doesn't tell us anything. Bob, let me finish. Let me speak. Okay, if I'm speaking, please hold on. Listen carefully. Okay. You said the Quran is to tell you stories about the prophets.
All prophets, yeah.
All prophets. It tells us stories about all prophets. Okay.
Yeah. The ones before him.
The ones before. Okay, fine. So why would the Quran spend time telling us about prophets which were there before Muhammad, but refuses to tell us stories about Muhammad himself, who is the new prophet, who nobody knows? Why?
Why? Because, Islam, what we have, the main thing for us in Islam is the teachings of Tawheed, the oneness of God, to worship God alone, to keep his commandment. This is pretty much repeated almost in every chapter. And the oneness of God is pretty much repeated in every chapter, okay? So that's the main message. He came for people to worship God. And the other one is to learn lessons from the previous prophets, because this is sent to him and his community, the Muslims at the time, to learn, like the story of Moses, how his people were mistreating him, the Jews, how they disobeyed him many times. These are lessons for Muslims to learn so that they can support the Prophet Muhammad, who peace be with. How Abraham was persistent in worshipping God alone and keeping away from his family, because he abandoned his family just to worship God. These stories are a lesson, moral lessons for us to adopt. Do you understand what I'm saying? The prophet's story is nowhere to be found in the Quran except a tiny little bit, like he was an orphan, all these things. But it's not even like 10% of his life there. Even 5% is not there. So the Quran is not about the Prophet Muhammad's lifestyle and his miracles and what he did. It's about worshipping God, keeping His commandment, and Tawheed, and learning lessons from previous prophets. You understand? Or previous noble people. You know, this is why I said to you, have you found the story of the Prophet Muhammad in the Quran? You said only a little bit. You know, if that's the case, why was his story not being mentioned repeatedly in the Quran? The reason why it's not done is because it's not for his lifestyle to be mentioned. But we have it in the Hadith. We have it in the Hadith.
Bob. I understand that you have a lot of things in the Hadith. I'm not denying that. But we now, right, the Hadith, right, if Allah says something and the Hadith says something, which one are you going to take?
What you mean if they contradict each other?
Yes.
If they, I'll take the Quran.
Exactly. So the Quran is your highest authority. The Hadith, you yourself, you accept some Hadith are graded as authentic and some are graded as not authentic.
Yeah.
And you will go according to what they say. If it says not authentic, you will deny it, right?
Yeah.
Did Muhammad grade it not authentic?
Sorry?
Did Muhammad himself grade any hadith authentic or not authentic?
With the words he said, yeah. Everything he said, yeah. But obviously he wasn't alive when the hadith was compiled together.
So answer the question that I said, did Muhammad himself grade something for you, this to be authentic or not authentic?
No, of course not.
So in the actual sense, the only authentic thing that you can guarantee from Muhammad is the Quran.
Yes, I mean, and because we have a chain of narration in the hadith, we have a
I just asked you the chain of narration that you depend on. Is it a guarantee? Did you know for sure that Muhammad is the one who graded it? This is
look, Seth. We have people that have lived with the Prophet and people after him. So there's something called testimony. Now you're telling me that, yeah. We can do the same thing with the Bible. How do you know the Bible is reliable? Because you weren't there when it happened.
Yeah, but we don't have when you bring me the Bible and you tell me any story, I'm not gonna say, oh, this story is daif. I'm not gonna tell you this, but you have this in your books.
No, but you reject it and say no. We've been given the same law, so we don't agree with this.
Which
you know
law?
What I mean?
No, I don't understand. No, the point I'm trying to make, Bob, the point I'm trying to make to you right now, right, is that you have a book which you claim to be from God, right? That is the Quran. And then you said, and I'm asking you, Allah gave many prophets, according to the understanding, he gave many prophets, he gave them books to bring. So every prophet is coming with a book, right? And then maybe he's going to be confirmed by the previous scripture. And then the prophet himself will do something to confirm his prophethood, especially a miracle. The miracle is found in the book given to them by Allah. You get a point? The miracles are found in the books that they are bringing. That is Allah is confirming, these are my miracle, these are my prophet, and this is the miracle I've given to them. In Islam, that is how it is. So when it comes, the only messenger, it's like me coming right now claiming to be a prophet, let me say it like this, right? And having followers to follow me, but not showing them a single sign from God to prove that I'm a prophet. And all I can tell them is, you see, the prophet before me, they showed you many signs, but you never accepted them. People didn't believe them, so there's no need for me to show you a sign.
Okay, Seth, okay. Then why is it then the Arab pagans, when they were challenged to bring a book like the Quran, they couldn't?
What do you mean they couldn't? They did it. Umar did it.
I'm asking you. They were challenged repeatedly to bring a book like the Quran. In fact, they tried. They couldn't. Why didn't they bring a book like the Quran?
This has nothing to do with even the question that I'm asking you. Because they were laughing at the Quran.
Are you telling me, yeah? Are you telling me if God challenges you... Hang on, let me finish, please. If God challenges you and said to you, bring something similar to what I did, like a book which people can write and make stories, yeah? God is telling you to bring something like that. If you can, a chapter like it, yeah?
Mm-hmm.
And God says to you, you can never bring a book like even one chapter, okay? If God says that, yeah? Then how come you won't be able to do it? Even today, people can't do it.
Yeah, Bob.
Explain it to me.
Let me explain this to you. This is such a weak argument. I don't even know why a God would give this argument. Because right now, right, somebody can say something, and then I will say, bring a book like the Bible. Whatever you bring, I will say it's not like the Bible. I am the one determining what is like the Bible or not the Bible, right? So even you.
Yeah, but do you know a magician can come to you and do something that may look like miracle? Some people will believe it, right?
Okay.
So even Jesus did miracles. Why didn't they believe in him?
But this has nothing to do with a prophet, because anybody. You see, Bob. You asked the question. Let me finish speaking. You asked the question. Let me finish speaking.
All right, go on.
Okay.
Yeah, go on.
Okay. This has something to do, right? The prophet coming from God. The Quran itself, Quran chapter 3. There is a verse from Quran chapter 3 which says Allah has made a covenant with the people that they should not believe in a prophet unless the prophet make a miracle from a.
No. It didn't say that. Yeah?
Yeah, my wife just came in, okay? She said, I'm screaming.
Oh, sorry, man. Am I
believe-
making you frustrated?
She said, I'm screaming. It's very loud. That's amazing.
Take it easy on the baby.
Yeah. So let me try, okay? Let me try and lower my voice.
Yeah.
And then maybe we can speak a little bit longer. And then let's see, okay? Because I have to consider her. She said she wants to sleep. And then my voice is very loud here, according to her. Okay, I think I'm speaking actually very light, very moderate, but she says it's loud. Amazing.
Anyway.
But what were we saying before? Do you remember?
No, you said there's a verse in Surah 3 about miracles.
Exactly. Let me try and find this verse, okay? Because even in Allah said, there is a verse where Allah said that they shouldn't believe unless a miracle, right, is come from heaven. Let me see, where can I find this verse? Surah 3. Okay, so I'm trying to find this verse in Surah 3, 138. Let me see.
This is in Surah Imran. Surah 3, you said.
Yes.
I've noticed, man, you've stopped talking about Jesus, man. Now we're talking about the Quran.
No, because it's all because of you. You are the one who drifted away from that topic. Okay.
No, I mentioned to you anyway about the example of the story of Adam. How God said to him, "Where are you? Why have you eaten the fruit?" I mean, these things, people should know these things, man. This is nothing to do with God not knowing. God knows; He can see them clearly what they did. He's just trying to make a conversation with them. That's all. But don't always listen to all Muslims, man. You speak to. There are others who don't know. It's just like if I go and approach Christians, I can make a fool of many Christians, you know, because there's others who don't know. So this is why I don't like to talk to some Christians who don't know nothing. I just avoid them because it's not fair on them. I'll just obliterate them, basically.
Quran chapter 3, verse 183, okay?
Which chapter? 3?
Imran 183.
183. Let's have a look. Context is important. Okay, it says, those who say Allah has made a contract with us that we should not believe in any messenger until he brings a sacrifice consumed by fire, say, messengers came to you before with clear signs, and with that you say, why did you kill them if you are telling the truth? So what's the problem?
Exactly.
Okay, if they deny you, messengers before you were also denied, who brought clear signs and written text and the illuminating book. Okay,
so
what's the problem?
So these people are saying they had a covenant with Allah that a messenger should come, right? And then he will perform a miracle.
Yeah, but what a sign? What does a sign mean? Miracle, yeah?
Yeah, it includes miracle, right? So something, and then this sign is saying that like from Abraham, right? The fire will come from heaven to come and consume it, just like Abraham's time.
Hang on. It doesn't say Abraham here.
No. In context, right? When Abraham was about to sacrifice his son, and then he was given a big sacrifice, which is a ram.
Yeah.
And the ram actually came from heaven, right?
Yeah.
Exactly. And the fire?
So Abraham was put in the fire before, but
No. I mean, when he was about to sacrifice his son. Where did
let me read it again. Those who say Allah has made a contract with us that we should not believe in any messenger until he brings us a sacrifice consumed by fire. So this is people making a claim.
Okay. And did Allah deny the claim? I never made any contract with them.
God did make a contract with people, yeah.
Okay, so Allah never denied that he has made contract with them, right?
No, he has never. In fact, the Quran says in Surah 7, 172, all human beings had a contract with God.
Okay, but you are trying to say they are the one they are just making claims, like they are just saying what their heart desires. But I'm trying to say, okay, but Allah never said it's a lie. There's no contract with them.
No, but when I say contract, I'm trying to think what kind of contract it is.
He says a covenant, okay? Other translations uses covenant. So these people, they are like, we have a covenant with Allah that anybody who comes to us as a prophet will perform miracles. And now Allah is finding a way for Muhammad not to perform miracles. They say, okay, so why did you kill the other prophet who performed miracles? So Muhammad doesn't have to perform anything. So you see now, in the book of Allah, we don't find Muhammad doing the miracles for the people to believe in him, even though they had a covenant with Allah. But then in the hadith, all of a sudden, he has a lot of miracles. Even according to some people, some hadith, Prophet Muhammad, he fed people, 5,000 people, more than many people, with some few breads, just like Jesus, right?
And he got some water from his fingers.
From his fingers, exactly.
Yeah.
Even even you see in the Quran itself. Hold on. Let me say this before you speak, okay? In the Quran itself, they were demanding from Muhammad to make miracle, to let water come for the desert people, for his own people, so that they would drink. Right? He said, make a miracle, let the water come so that we can drink. Allah said no.
Right. And Allah has already challenged these people, to bring a book like the Quran. Bring it. But they could not do it. They tried to do. Look, Seth.
You are changing it.
If God said to do something and you couldn't do it, that's a sign. Yeah, do you agree?
No, I don't agree with your. I don't agree with what you are trying to say. Bring it, okay? Because I already in our previous conversation, I gave you instances where Umar was able to make a Quran just like Allah's Quran.
And I've already explained that, so I don't want to talk about
exactly.
that.
So it is your explanation. It is your explanation. I
said to you, if Allah inspires you, yes, you can do it. And also, Umar didn't get his verses. It's not the whole. It's not the whole chapter.
You just said you can bring. Are there not chapters which are only like 3 verses or 4 verses?
Yeah, but is his verses in the chapter? Are they the whole chapter?
No.
Are they in one chapter?
You said right, the challenge. So you see now, your logic it defeats you. Your own logic. Bob, let me finish speaking. Hold on. So you said Allah has given a challenge to make a book like his book, even a chapter, right? Even a chapter, you can make a chapter. But right now, if somebody brings a chapter, you will say it is Allah who inspired the person to do so. Look at this. If somebody brings a chapter, you yourself, you then will say it is Allah who inspired the person to do so. It wasn't his own.
Tell whoever's watching this to go on listen to our conversation about that. I don't want to talk about that. But anyway,